Well, hello there. Do you even blog fans, podcast listeners, or if you're watching here on YouTube, a solo episode for you today where I am going to dive right in to some questions that were posed of me. That's right, a little AMA, a little Q&A. I sent out an email just a week or two ago, basically asking, how can I help you right now? One of my goals in life, the mission, if you will, the mission is to help you get more freedom, time freedom, financial freedom from an online business. If I could help you get more freedom in your life without an online business, I would do that. But let's talk about business and being a creator and entrepreneurship, blogging, podcasting, YouTubing, SaaS coding, vibe coding, or whatever. That's what I talk about. But I'm kind of all over the place these days. So how can I help you? What questions do you have? What's going on in your life, your business? And so I got a lot of questions. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm going to kind of pick and choose some of the big ones. And there's a lot of overlap, so luckily that'll be easy. So, oh, by the way, I will do my bestest when I release this on YouTube. If you're blogging, tough noogies. Actually, if you're listening to the podcast. I said blogging. Super weird. If you're listening on the podcast or YouTube, I will do my bestest to pop the jump links into the show notes so you can jump ahead. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to be casual here. Sorry, YouTube algorithms, whatever. And if you want to pick and choose what you listen to, it's exactly what I would do. No shame there. So go do it. I'll try and remember to put those links in there. Okay, number one. How to actually sell your SaaS product. Creating isn't the problem. Making money from it seems more challenging. So I've talked about vibe coding a lot the past couple of years, especially the last year. It's how I make most of my revenue these days, and I love it. And I think there's a massive opportunity here. But indeed, the better the AI gets, the more creating isn't the problem. It's marketing. And I was going to say I have good news, bad news. I'm not sure I have good news. I just have bad news. I'm sorry. Bad news and bad news. The bad news is it's getting harder every single day. And it will be for the next year or two. At that point, maybe vibe coding isn't even a thing anymore. I don't know. Who knows? I could be completely wrong about that. That's bad news number one. It's getting harder because more and more people are doing this. More and more people are vibe coding and releasing tools and products. And every single time I listen to a podcast on entrepreneurship, vibe coding is mentioned in some way. The second problem has always been a problem, and that is creating is always easier than selling. I'm the worst at this. I'm just gonna be really frank with you. I don't like marketing. I've never liked marketing. I try to convince myself I was a marketer, but I wasn't that great at it, and I just don't enjoy it. I'm a creator. There's a reason I've done 12 vibe coding projects, and it's because I like the building phase. I don't like the scaling phase. It drags me down. It sucks energy out of my day. And I'm really fortunate that I don't have to do a ton of it these days. If I did, I'd be in big trouble. And I would probably just go get a full-time job. Which, spoiler alert, I'm actually thinking about that recently. Because I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to create content anymore. YouTube, blogging, podcasting, email marketing, running ads. That's the answer to growing a SaaS company, to vibe coding something and selling that. It's the same answer for building a course or a membership or whatever, with a few tweaks. So luckily this is my expertise, I think, and so I'll share those with you. There's good news and bad news. The good news is people, consumers, are very quick to try your software, much more so than selling a $300 course, right? You could sell a $300 course or $3,000 course. Reaching brand new people who've never heard your name, whether that's through advertising or on LinkedIn or whatever, they would never purchase a $3,000 product from you without knowing you first. Okay, maybe not even a $300 product, maybe not even a like $99 course or something. They need to know, like, and trust you. We all know that already. Software is a little bit more clear. People understand what software is these days. It's very, unless you're doing like a, pay me $500 for this thing, that's different. But if it's like a $5 a month, $50 a month, or like anywhere in between there, and it's software and people pay monthly, and as long as they can like cancel their subscription whenever, a lot of new eyeballs are more willing to try. I guess that's good news right there. But the way you get those new eyeballs is the same. You have to have top of funnel activities. Yeah, for a SaaS product. If you already have an audience, great. create something that they need and they want, or that looks cool. You don't have to create new ideas from scratch. In fact, you probably shouldn't. Steal what other people are doing. Steal what the big competitors have been doing for years. Vibe code your own version of that software and sell it to your audience if you already have one. If you don't, there you go, top of funnel. Email marketing, run ads, blog, but not top of funnel blogging. Blogging is more of a bottom of funnel thing these days. Podcasting, YouTube, video is the big one, short form and long form. That's probably the number one content marketing people do these days, period. It's just video. Whether that's on LinkedIn or TikTok or YouTube or whatever. That was a lame answer to that question. How to actually make money from a SaaS product? It's the same as all the other products, but there's good news is I think people are more willing to try it. So you have to start with the top of funnel activities. I think that's good news. You don't have to create super long automated funnels where people trust you for 6 months before they buy. No, you just have to do that top of marketing stuff and have a product worth paying for. I should have said that first, but you already knew that, right? Have a good product, something that solves a pain point or looks really sexy. There you go. Don't start from scratch on that. All right, let's move on here. I'm going to keep scrolling and show you a lot of these blogging comments. Again, I asked people, how can I help you more? What do you need help with right now? Blogging and YouTube. I'm trying to adapt from blogging to content creation. Ignore that other one. Navigating the blogging landscape and how to provide relevant value as a blogger with the advent of AI chats and the boom of YouTube. And there's a lot of this, right? There's a little bit of YouTube, blogging for LinkedIn, blogging and how to monetize it. Okay, so here are my thoughts on blogging in 2026. It's almost 2026 at this point. My thoughts on blogging is it is viable, but it's less of a top of funnel activity. For a long time, we had Pinterest and SEO and cheap Facebook ads and all sorts of things over the years. For the past 20 years, it's been different, changes a lot, but again, blogging, you could reach new eyeballs. Less so these days. SEO being the big one, right? And AI overviews and people chat GPTing things instead of Googling things. And a lot of SEOs these days are talking about different acronyms. I don't even remember half of them, but like getting your content to pop up in AI search, whether that's Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. I don't remember the acronym, but I've been ignoring that stuff because I don't think it's going to be super viable forever. It's not in these AI companies' best interest to do that either. It's in their best interest, to scrape your content and the content of everybody else on the internet, and then, copyright it. Or like break copyright laws and just teach you about it. It's actually in their best interest if they can get around that. They're not going to send you to a whole bunch of sites as time goes on. Less and less, I think. Still viable, SEO and AIO search. I don't remember. Some people will swear it's still viable. I don't think beginners should start there, period. I think blogging is to send good content to your existing followers. I'm going to say that one more time because that's it. Not top of funnel, middle of funnel. To really send human written, by the way, if you're using AI content for blogging, if you're an expert and you've been doing this for years and you've figured out how to monetize that, that's great. Good for you. I abandoned that, but good for you. If you're in your first year blogging or if you're just starting out, don't use AI content. It's not worth your time. Use AI content for Facebook marketing or LinkedIn post or whatever. Somebody mentioned like blogging on LinkedIn. Absolutely. Use AI to create content, not on your blog. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. Again, I'm not talking about existing bloggers who have larger sites. You already have SEO authority. By all means, keep doing it. New bloggers don't do it. Instead, write how you talk. Don't worry about as much formatting or spelling or search engine optimization at all. If you use AI, by the way, you should tell it that. If you're blogging, don't bother with keywords or SEO or anything. Make the content good. Make it shareable. Make it emotional. Make it viral. Something that people will resonate with. Don't bother trying to do Q&A. No more info posts. No more how-to posts unless it's like really niche and is needed. Most stuff's not needed. I go to ChatGPT if I want to learn how to do something, but if it's like really niche, by all means do that. Otherwise, emotion, storytelling, You writing, your style, your voice, your tone. Don't use AI. Send it to people to grow trust. The know, like, and trust factor people have to have before they pay you anything. That's how you use blogging in 2026. Or at least that's what I suggest for newer people, right? Focus on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, anything of that nature for the top of funnel stuff, and you can write blog posts. Might as well just do email marketing at that point, but I get beside myself. That's my blogging strategy. Don't use it for top of funnel unless you have an existing site that you're already doing well with and you already have authority. By all means, keep doing that if you want. New people, don't blog for new eyeballs. Blog for know, like, and trust. There you go. What's next? YouTube, since we're on that. I went to FinCon in September, and 8 years ago, people were like, it's too late to be on YouTube. The wave's over, baby. We got to find something else because YouTube's all filled up. That was 8 years ago. It's bonkers. And even 5 years ago, people were like, oh, I need to get into video. I realized this. This was me in 2019, by the way. 2019, I told my entire audience, I'm dropping the blog and I'm going to YouTube. And pandemic happened and I did YouTube and it worked really well. I got burnt out on it, but it worked. It's still the answer today. Every single person at FinCon when I went this past year were talking about video. Long form and short form, and quite frankly, more short form than long form, which totally bums me out, by the way, because I don't like short form content. I like imbibing it. I like consuming short form content, but I hate producing it. I don't think that way. I like doing this. I like just BSing. If I could just do my entire content marketing with live streams, I would do it because that's what I like the best. I don't know if that's viable or not. It's probably not smart, but I think short-term video, YouTube's great. Short-term video, you can also repurpose that for different mediums, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or whatever. Maybe you could do a balanced approach with long-term video. I don't know, but I'm telling you, everybody's pointed at video right now. I don't know if that's good or bad. And I don't know if my recommendation is to be those people, and you should also be doing YouTube, or if my recommendation is like, maybe do something different because it's going to be super complicated. I don't really know, to be honest with you. You shouldn't listen to me for that advice, but I'm just here to tell you what I see and what I hear from people. And even like this comment section, the Q&A things that I put out, YouTube is mentioned a lot. 51 times. 51 times on this page. People are talking about YouTube, which is, oh, no, you. No, that's not true. Okay, I'm an idiot. 9 times. The word you is there a lot. Maybe there's more for video, it doesn't matter. There is, but alas. People are into video right now. I don't really know what else to say about that. I'm trying to think if I missed anything wise advice. I don't think so. I'll tell you what, here's one more wise piece of advice. Don't be like Pete. Actually, be like Pete. I would say, historically, I'm like one of the least focused entrepreneurs you would meet. And I think that's definitely cost me. It's definitely cost me. It's trade-off, though. And trade-offs usually involve something you get. And what I get is the ability to have fun and be creative by not focusing and working on this project and working on that project, dabbling in blogging, dabbling in video, or whatever. My wise advice to 99% of people is to not be like me, to focus. And there were a lot of comments that were like, blogging and also YouTube. Help me figure out blogging, and I'm having some questions about YouTube. Just YouTube. Just do video. I wouldn't even think of it as YouTube, to be really honest. I would think it as video. LinkedIn loves video, and a lot of people. I've heard that from Louise Brogan and others that really know what they're talking about. And they do a lot of video on LinkedIn, Instagram, all the platforms, right? Videos on all the platforms. Facebook even. Live streaming is on almost all the platforms. Live shopping, video shopping is being a big push. Just video. Get your camera, get your mic set up, learn how to go off script, learn how to ad lib, learn how to do live streams, learn how to use a teleprompter for when you want to do that approach. Just like keep building the muscle of video. There you go. That's my answer. I don't know if it's the right answer for everybody all the time, but I know it's the easiest answer to give without knowing more details. Do video. As you're marketing, do video. Forget blogging. You can always come back. And if you have an existing blog, again, I'm not talking to you, but alas, just do that. LinkedIn is actually on there a lot. Let's go to one more other thing. There is, we'll switch gears. Maybe we'll come back to blogging in a second. I'm only going to do like 2 or 3 more. Systems, automations, and this sort of stuff. There's a few questions in here. Somebody says, quote, systems and automations and how you incorporated that into your business. What's the first thing you automate? What's something you could never quite crack? That's actually a great question. And thank you for asking. I listened to a podcast when you said you were lazy and that's why you love systems. And I love that. I want to be lazier. Yeah. Now we're talking. These are my people. This is my number one passion in life. Being lazy. Creating systems to let you be lazy and get your things done. Let's start with the easy one for me, which is what's a system or automation I have never quite been able to crack? Because I have a good answer to that one. First thing you automate, maybe I'll come back to that in a second. Something I have never been able to quite crack. Email. Email. I don't even want to go check I have 2 main inboxes. I don't like checking my email because I just know I stink at it. I haven't spent the time or energy to like really dive in, and my business email has 126 unreads. I mean, like I try to get this down to 0 like almost every couple of days. That doesn't sound like a lot for a lot of people, but I don't know. I'm just really not great at automating email. Part of the reason is there's not one tool. There's not one tool that is like, here's how you help systematize, organize, automate with AI drafts or whatever. There's not one tool that everybody knows. There are a couple ones. There's Superhuman, which I used back before AI, by the way. They've been around for a long time. Superhuman, AI, what's the other one? Fixer. Oh yeah, I saw that actually in the advertisements here. Fixer, none of these are free, for one thing. And they're just not a great option. I even look at these apps and I'm like, this doesn't really look like what I want. This looks like, this is way too fancy. I don't really know. I don't have an answer. One thing I'll suggest for people when it comes to email that I've not done yet, but it's been on my to-do list, is to go back into Zapier, Zapier, Zapier.com. Been around for ages. For a long time was the integrations app, and now more so than ever, it's actually the AI app. They've like pivoted their entire company over the past 2 years, and something it appears that they do well, again, I say that because I haven't really gotten that deep in it yet, is to do AI stuff in and around email. You can connect your Gmail or whatever email platform to it. Oh, by the way, part of the reason I haven't is because I use Proton Mail these days and they don't work with Zapier. Don't work with anybody. Automating anything with Proton Mail is a pain in the rear. Can't do it. But apparently Zapier has a lot of, hey, when you get an email from this domain, draft a response like this, or search for these keywords, and then like, it's probably a podcast pitch, so draft an AI email with this, or automatically send with this boilerplate or whatever. Like apparently that's a really simple app to get started with email and automations or whatnot. Whoops. I haven't been able to crack that yet. What's the first thing you automate? I have a different answer for this. This is a little bit lame. And I've said this a million times. This is why it's lame. Number 1, get good internet. You don't ever want to be like really using slow internet. Number 2, increase the track speed of your trackpad or mouse speed of your mouse, your computer mouse or the trackpad on your laptop or whatever. Increase it to the maximum fastest speed possible and never touch it again. It takes you an hour to get used to, and yeah, it stinks for that hour, by the way. It's totally weird. But after that, your productivity skyrockets. Yeah, I know it's not an automation. It's not AI related. That's my first 2 things. My third thing, similarly lame, by the way, is to use voice to text. If you're writing something where people are actually going to see the writing, like if you're writing a LinkedIn post, maybe you don't use it. But if you're doing anything, like you're prompting an AI especially, or stuff like that, anything that only you are gonna see, you're taking notes, or you're making an AI prompt or something, use voice to text. It's better than ever these days. There's a million tools out there. I'm actually not in love with the one I'm using right now. It's called Better Dictation. It's Mac OS only, I think, but there are plenty here. In fact, I just Googled this, and there is 8 best speech-to-text softwares and apps for 2025. Whisper Flow, Willow Voice, Better Dictation. There's a million. Super Whisper, I've heard a lot about. I use Better Dictation because it was like $30 lifetime. And it utilizes AI, so it's really, really, really accurate. And it's fast. It works on my machine. It's not in the cloud at all. That's a big time saver right there. And yeah, I know this is a cop-out because it's not really automations or whatever, but those are the first 3 things I could do. And increase your internet speed if you have trouble with that. Pay more for it. It's worth it. Increase your trackpad and mouse speed. Use voice to text more. Live in that. Get better at it. Create a hotkey on your keyboard to use voice to text. Period. That's it. What else do I automate? I'm trying to think. I'm not really sure. It depends on your business. Really, right? There's always room for improvements on any workflow ever. I'm just going to leave it at that for now, because that's, I think, the easy stuff to get started with. The easy stuff. Also, one more thing. Last one. Okay, good. I found another one. Number 4. Hotkeys and shortcuts. There are a lot of different apps. Text expansion. I never type my email, ever. Pete at do you even... No, never. It's PPDD on my keyboard. PPDD. And then I have one for PPPP. That's my personal email. And then I have DDDD. That's for https://doyouevenblog.com. I never type out URLs. I have one for I have like 5 of those. My 5 most popular URLs, I never type out. I just have them hotkeyed, a shortcut for it. Same thing with my emails. Same thing with my YouTube video descriptions. Same thing with my podcast descriptions. I have, whenever I embed some HTML for a podcast episode, which I haven't done in forever, I'm sad to say, but I had a text expansion for that. Anything that you repeatedly type out, copy and paste it, or use a text expansion tool. I'm on Mac OS and I think I'm just using Alfred at the moment. There is Atext on Windows. Did I get that right? Atext? Pretty sure. Atext. Yeah, literally the word A, or the letter A. A and then text. Oh, they have it on Mac OS too. Windows and Mac right there. Very, very, very simple. I think it's free. Yeah, it's free. You can buy a license, but I'm pretty sure it's free. Text expansion, hotkeys, and shortcuts. I don't use any app on my computer without knowing the shortcuts. I think that right there is so much more powerful than oh, I need an automation tool. What do I need to automate in my workflow? Stop typing stuff. Stop moving your mouse. Keyboard shortcuts, text expansions, that sort of stuff. And when you do move your mouse, increase the track speed. There you go. All right, so let's do 1 or 2 more. Oh, Facebook ads actually came up a lot. I don't know. I used to run a lot of Facebook ads 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And in 2020, I ran a lot, 2021. But I haven't really done any since then. Well, actually, I did a campaign earlier this year, but it was a weird one. I don't know who to really point people to. Somebody commented, look up Bonnie Paulson. I don't know this person, but it's willing to take a look. BonniePaulson.com, apparently. Everything I do, okay. I'm browsing her website right now. It doesn't say anything about Facebook ads right now, but I'll ask. I don't know, you can go check her out. Monica Louie used to talk about this more, but and she still does Facebook ads, but I think more so on the client side. She's got some good emails that go out. Monica Louie, flourishingimpact.com, where you can find her. She does have some pretty good emails that she sends out. I would go and look for her freebies on her website if she has any. I'm sure she does. You can get on our email list. I haven't been in her paid program and for forever, 8 years, so I can't really vouch for that. But I like her, and she's good. Other than that, I think Facebook ads is a game of starting really small and cheap, and then spending time analyzing, which I hate doing. That's why I don't do a whole lot of Facebook advertising, or any ads, by the way, not just Facebook. It's because I don't actually enjoy the process of analysis and optimization and that sort of stuff. I like making new creative images and videos. I've always enjoyed that part, but I think you have to live in the data. You really do. I think learning the actual platforms themselves matters less. It does. You're going to learn that. If you spend an hour a day in the Facebook Ads Manager, over a couple of weeks, It might cost you a little bit of money as you're getting started. For sure, you're gonna burn through cash when you first start, period. Start small. Just build that into your budget, right? You're gonna waste cash running ads, period. Everybody, all the time. But that is a sunk cost that you have to just fight through. You have to get through it. You have to do the work of figuring out which ads work and which don't. You can learn the bare minimum principles of paid ads, which is to test well, right? You don't want to run 7 ads, all of which have different images, headline text, descriptions, call to actions, that sort of stuff. That doesn't tell you anything. Much better to run 7 ads with the same image, the same title text, the same call to action, and a different description. That tells you a lot more. And once you find out which of those descriptions work best, you have like constants, right? You have variables and constants. That's like testing anything 101, right? You have to test well and smart, and then you just have to be in there every single day. If you can't monitor your ads, you shouldn't run ads, which is why I don't run ads, because I hate monitoring my ads. That's it. And then creative, my one creative tip, I hate this. I hate this advice so much, but it's the truth. I like to be creative, and I like to do things different, and I like to be funny and quirky and like try and grab people's attention in different ways. That crap rarely works for me. What works for me is like using the most bland, predictable, boring creative ever. It always performs better for me, and always has, and I hate that. It's just not very fun for me. I like being creative and I like having fun with things, and that ain't it. You just stick with what works. There you go. All right, I think that's going to be it. Let me just browse here. Hang out with me for a second. Blogging, optimizing workflows. Okay. Growth without Facebook ads has been challenging. More and more, I mean, the more internet is controlled by companies that want to make money, the more ads are going to be the way to go. And it's been that way for 20 years, since the dawn of the internet age. All right, course creation. Product creation. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Figuring out my workflow and staying consistent. Well, what happens is I get curious an aspect of building my business. I sign up for a course, I get new software or whatever, and I get stuck in a rabbit hole, losing my consistency with everything else. Which reminds me, I bought your Bulletfinity app. Thank you by that. I forget things so easily. I'm trying to balance learning and doing. Balancing, learning, and doing. Okay, so I like this question. This is the last one, and then I'm going to shut up. There are phases to growing a business. Somebody else coined this. I didn't coin this. Oh, crap. I don't remember the words they coined. Well, screw it, though. I'll just create my own version. There are periods of growth focus and periods of stability focus. And there can even be periods of intentional rest or intentional learning focus. It's never the same all the time. Or at least it probably isn't for most people. There are some people, not me, probably not you, who have a clear, like, on Mondays, I do work. On Tuesdays, I read books. On Wednesdays, I answer email, customer support. On whatever, right? Good for you if you do that. I hate you. I never been able to do that. There are some people who do that by day. I do my creative work early in the morning, some marketing, and then I do my email admin, and then I read from 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. or like whatever. I don't do that either. What I prefer is naturally ebbing and flowing with my work, deadlines, my project, what I'm working on, how I'm feeling. I have energy today. I don't have energy today. I'm excited about something. I'm not excited about something. All of stuff outside my control, stuff in my real life, kids, I have to do this. I have family coming into town next week, so I can't do this type of work or whatever. I think rather than being consistent in everything, I think it's more important to be consistent on one thing at a time, if that makes any sense. There should be periods where you're not really sure what to do next. And so you have to try a bunch of new things. Maybe you're learning and reading as you go along. You're experimenting with going down rabbit holes, as this person said, or signing up for a new course. Like, you're trying to figure out what to do consistently, right? You don't know what to do consistently, I would argue. If you're doing this, it's because you don't know what to do. And that's okay, by the way. That's okay. The key is to get experienced enough to learn when you need to be consistent on a specific thing. I don't want to say that again. The key to entrepreneurship. What experience gives you in entrepreneurship? Doing a lot of things, launching a lot of businesses, failing a lot, trying a bunch of marketing strategies. What that gives you over time is the ability to realize when you need to zone in, when you need to buckle down and grind, and you have this one strategy and you know it's going to work, or you have a high probability of it working and you need to buckle down. And that's all you need to do. You need to ignore the courses and ignore the books and ignore the podcasts and just do this. Sometimes you don't have that. Maybe that runs its course. Maybe that works and you hire somebody to take that over, or whatever happens, and then you need to pivot to another phase. It's more of a learning phase. It's a growth phase. It's figuring myself out phase. It's like I burned out phase and now I need to rest and like do more deep thinking and yoga and all these other things. There are phases, whether you like it or not, for most people. And if you're super consistent, good for you. I hate you. That's not me. I work in phases. Right now, this past month, I've been really cranking. I still listen to podcasts. I still read a little, but I'm working on listgadget.com, baby. And that's it. And I know that. And I told myself, November 2025 is listgadget.com. I'm working on it, period. I've been telling myself that for 3 months. And so when it came, luckily, I listened to myself and I dropped everything else. I stopped working on everything else. I've been doing ListGadget. It's been going great. I'm just crushing features. I'm doing a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale with my partner Liz Wilcox, and it's going great. I don't know what's coming next. I'm probably going to have to take a week of intentionally stepping back and figuring out what's next. What's my mission? What do I need to work on? What is high leverage in my life and in my work and all these other things? And it's going to flow back. Eventually, I'm going to have another really productive week or a really productive month. And it might flow back intentionally or it might flow back unintentionally. And then I'll have to switch phases again and then switch phases again. It's a roller coaster. And not just a roller coaster, but it goes side to side too, right? My bottom line here, I don't think it's a hurdle. This person called it a hurdle. My biggest hurdle is prioritizing, figuring out my workflow. I don't think it's a hurdle. I think that's part of the process. Or maybe it's a hurdle, but the hurdles are part of the process and always will be. Doesn't matter where you go in business, I think. There are going to be different hurdles. Some will be tall, some will be short, but they're going to be, that's part of the thing, right? And so I think I've finally gotten to a point in my own life where I don't think about these as hurdles per se. I think about it as, okay, well, this is what phase I'm in right now. Let's try and get to the next phase or switch phases. Or sometimes I'm like, I'm comfortable in this phase right now. Like every summer, I switch back to this phase of like, let's just choose one thing to work on over the summer and try and do it super part-time. Because I know that I'm not going to want to work when it's nice outside. And I want to go camping with my family and other stuff like that. So I choose one thing usually, and I do that. It's a very intentional phase. I'm really happy with that. I don't make as much money. I'm okay with that, right? And then there's some periods like November and December when I'm like, I'm ready to freaking go. Let's go. I need to make money. I want to make money. I want to launch these things. I want to crush it. And then I want to head into the new year with this type of attitude. It just happens naturally for me. So accept wherever you're at. Think about where you need to be. Accept these different phases with enthusiasm. And I think over time, you start to see them coming easier and realize when they came easier and that sort of stuff. I hope that was useful. I hope so. All right. Thank you for listening to the Do You Even Blog podcast. I'm going to sign off now because I'm tired of talking. I'm kind of hungry. Going to go get some lunch. So thank you for listening. Email me, pete@doyouevenblog.com is where you can find me. If you have other questions or if you just want to say hello, I'm here for you. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Adios.